Crochet, and we are back in my WIC corner, and I want to welcome you today. I want to thank all of you who are my long-term OGs, original subscribers, for coming back again and again. If you're new, I hope you come back again and again and again. If you feel that you would like to be able to like, subscribe, if you're not, make a comment, all those things. I do respond to the comments eventually. Sometimes I get behind, and sometimes I'm right on it, but like, within a day. Other times, not so much, but I try. So let's see. We are back from the camper. We had to come back because we have a pool in the yard. Nobody uses it a whole lot, which is really, really sad. They used to, when the kids were home. But we still we still keep it up every year. Well, Roy does. I don't do much with it, to be honest. I'm not much help. Yeah, I've tried curling my hair. Okay, so let's just stop this for a second. I got it cut like March 22nd. Can you believe it's been that long? And this is all the longer it still is. I mean, it's still not to the length that I wanted her to cut it to, which was like here. By a lot. It's still not there, but I can get a curling iron, a skinny curling iron around it. I tried doing that today. This gets just, eventually I'll get it to where I can, I mean, this part's getting better. It doesn't stand straight up, and I know you're not here for my hair, but I still am self-conscious. But not when I'm not that vain that I like, oh gosh, but when I can see myself, I'm like, oh God, it's just not enough of it. So that's, she made lots of short layers. So, okay, it's still growing out. And so I still get self-conscious. And so then I'm like, I think I'm just really trying to make it be longer. Okay, so enough of that. And I'm sorry that I squirreled on that, but every time I see myself in the video, I know I notice I find myself playing with my hair. What little there is of it, right? But anyway, I am back here because it's going to take several days for the pool to get clear. Our cover ripped and caved in, and so for most of the winter, and Roy couldn't go out and work on it because he had his first knee operated on, and then it was cold and yucky, and by the time he was like up and moving around from that knee, and then he had the second knee operated on, and now we've gotten the cover off, and it's going to take a good solid week or better to get the thing cleaned up. So we came home to be able to work on the pool, and then we'll go back, and the littles are coming with us to the camper this weekend. That's the plan. So we're excited about that, and so we're going to get some things done around here, and then we can play at the camper again all weekend with the kids, and that'll be fun. But I do have some finished objects to show you. Two finished objects, to a lot of not started or finished anythings. But let's start with, remember Pamela's Adoring Crochet. If you don't know her, oh my goodness, you have to go subscribe to Pamela. She makes doll clothes. She designs and makes doll clothes, and she was doing that for a long time. I think before she started designing and putting out patterns, and I think as well tutorials for clothing and other for real people, not just for dolls. She does beautiful and creative and wonderful doll clothes. I've made some for my granddaughter when she used to play with the American Girl doll. Now she plays with her reborn baby. That doll is heavy, just in case you don't know. Hers is anyway. It must weigh 15 pounds. Anyway, squirreling again. I'm going to be Granny D soon. Anyway, she made this top. It's called Crochet Summer Top. And she asked me to pattern test. And I did. I did a lot of the before she put out the pattern. But my daughter, I could never wear it. Well, I guess I could if it was long enough. My granddaughter said maybe if it was a crop top, But my daughter said, I would love it as a beach cover. I'm like, okay, so we'll just make it longer and do, follow her pattern and just make it longer. So that is what I did. Um, Other than she uses 3 colors of yarn, I used 2, a white and a variegated, because that's what my daughter likes. Is she likes the Americana theme, particularly for summer, with all of the summer holidays here in the U.S. So it's long. It's the same pattern, and this is what it's looking like. It's got the boat neck. I wasn't going to finish the boat neck until Amanda tried it on. Like, I had just done up the seams, but I wasn't going to do, because, like, I don't know if she wants it falling off her shoulder, and I don't know if this would, on me, I think I'm a lot wider than Amanda. On me, it doesn't fall off the shoulder. On Amanda, it may or it may not. I just didn't know if she'd be comfortable with that. And she most definitely is. She says, Mom, it's a boat neck. If it falls, it can't be too big. Thinking that if it falls off her shoulder, it's fine. I don't think that it will, and that's fine too. But we're in her color, in the pattern of her colors, Pamela does, where you have this solid portion here. Every time there's a solid portion, the solid portion is done in her two other colors than the like solid. She's got a solid white, and then she had 2 other colors, and so every time you had the more solid portion, she used her other colors. I did not do that. I did that every other, and then I used the variegated. So I didn't want it to be too much on the variegated, and so this is what it looks like. And at the bottom, I did leave the variegated at the bottom, just a little slip. I don't know why, I just did. And I have not completely completed the armholes. I left the string yarn here. If they're too wide or not wide enough, I have some yarn. I can close them up a little bit, or I can, I didn't weave in the ends, so I can sew it up a little bit more, even though now that I put the trim on there, it might look a little weird. But I was afraid that it would be not wide enough. I mean, Amanda does not have heavy arms, but just in case, I thought, well, if I need to pull some back, I can. And so that's what I did. And so I'm calling it done. It's just that I want to size the armholes a little better just to make sure. I think it turned out really nice. I love the pattern. It's nice. It's soft. It's drapey. I used a 4mm hook. Yay, I get to be done with this. That means I kept it in this bag. Isn't it the cutest little bag? But I did use a 4mm hook. I used cotton fair yarn. This one they have to get put back. But I can put this bag away. Project done. I love it. You get to cross it off in my Bible book. So I used cotton fair yarn from Premier. I used, I think, 1 ball of the variegated. I probably have 1 ball left. Maybe 1.5 balls. I did not have a ball band for that. I've tried using it in a couple of different projects. I think I made some pot holders out of it or something. I had 3. And I have like frogged, and so I didn't have a solid anything. So I think there was 2. I think there were 2. And I probably used 1 of the variegated. Then I used 3 plus a little of this one of the white. I had ordered 2 more because I was afraid I was going to run out. I would have run out had I not ordered the more. But I didn't need to order 2. I only needed 1. But we'll get back into that in a minute. So the cotton fair is 52% cotton, 48% acrylic. It is a 2 weight. And it says 3.5 ounces, 100 grams. And obviously this is the color white. So I need to add these to my ball bands and my total, which I have not done. And I'm going to add one more to it because I did finish the one ball of the variegated. I know for sure it was at least one ball. So these get to get put away. Oh, whoops, that one gets to roll away. Now, you know that I make a lot of stuff using cotton, oh, that's the wrong basket. Hold on. Give me just a second. Okay. Using this Alara from Ice Yarns. Alara is 50% cotton, 50% acrylic, so it's almost the same yarn. They say that this is a 3. Maybe it is a little bit thicker. Yeah, I would almost interchange them, but I thought if I ran out of the Premier, I had white in Alara, but they are definitely a different size. I thought they were the same yarn actually, but you can see the cotton fair is minutely smaller. It doesn't even show so well there, but it is a little bit smaller. But I like the cotton fair as well. I mean the Ice Alara very much. And I use a 4mm hook with that and make those little backpack buddy keychain things. And I'm going to tell you that if you can, I haven't done a price comparison, and they are a 2 and a 3 weight yarn, but they're so very close. I'm going to say a thick one and a thin of the other because they're so close. But, you know, the cotton fair, you can buy single roll and you get a lot on it. The, I just put it down, so now let's look. The Alara is 50 grams, 140 meters, or this is 100 grams, 290 meters. So 3 times is the length. No, 290 to, oh, that's 50 grams. 140 meters. So yeah, it's double. Okay, it's about double. Yeah, this is 100 grams, this is 50 grams. So we got double the yarn on the 2 weight to the 3 weight. But again, the actual size of them is so very close, and the content is so very close. You can buy these. I think I bought the last 2 were on sale for a little over $5 of the Premier yarn. I don't know what these go for right now, but you got to buy 8 of the 50-gram balls of every color. I would definitely tell you to buy this yarn, you know, because probably you're paying about the same, but you're going to get 400 grams of this, which is going to be a lot of yardage. So unless you're making something really big, you just, you know, need, like for what I'm doing, I would go with the cotton fair and just buy, you know, per color what you need if you're not going to be making a big project. Because for the little projects that I do out of this, lots and lots of yards. It goes a long, long way. And I don't need 8 packs. I bought these from Gia, the yarn nut, from yarnnut.com. But I don't think she's selling the individual ice yarns anymore, which is kind of sad. But maybe she'll go back to it. I don't know. The last I looked at her store, it was closed for the season. I think that's what it was called, closed for the season. Anyway, the Premier yarn doesn't have as many colors available as the Alara. But like I said, I think you could interchange them. And I really, if I had needed just a little bit more white, I definitely would have filled in. And I probably should have, for the amount that I used out of the second ball. I probably just should have filled in with the white, but then I didn't want to run short on white for all the little projects I'm making either, because you always need white. So I'm going to, if I run out of white on my whole, I have a whole basket here. I mean, well, the basket's not full. This basket is half full, like literally to here, of Alara yarns and different colors. But I only have like one 50-gram ball, 1.5, I think, balls of white left. Because you use white a lot. So, enough of that yarn. I just thought I'd do that little yarn comparison in there since I was working with them. And this is easily available in the States, I think, right now. I don't think you have a hard time. I mean, you can definitely order it. And anywhere that Premier would ship, you could order, you know, worldwide. Ice you can get, I'm pretty sure there's I don't know. I know you can get it States. I know you can get it in the UK, and I'm pretty sure Australia. And I know you can get it in Canada. So my viewing audience, you can get it everywhere, but I know shipping is always a thing with ice yarn. It's so cheap until you get to the shipping, and then you go, oh my God. I mean, I do, because it doubles the cost of what I'm putting in my cart. So anyway, that is project number 1 done. I was so excited about that. Project number 2 done is I finished the boggy blanket. So let's see, I'll show you from this side. It's all done. I believe all the ends are woven in. Oh, except for that one. Dang it, I knew I would find one the second I put it up here for you guys. So I used all of the granny squares that were sent in from Lynette, using the, she gave me a clue, like separate them out by how many holes across the top and put them together that way. It's a lot easier to figure that out first. So I did one blanket that had 4 holes across the top of your square. And then this blanket has, no, the first one had 5 holes. This blanket has 4 holes across the top. So everything that had 4 holes across the top, I put in here. And mine, I got sent home a box of all purple since that's my favorite color. When I put this one together, I was short 1 row of being wide enough. So I went, and I showed you guys the yarns. I went to the Dollar Tree and I bought 2. I was so surprised they had 2 different colors of purple. I was like, cha-ching. And then they had this real pretty green and this really bright pink. And I bought a white. And so this one was, I didn't need to make this one. This one was already made. But then I made, and I think, no, these were my samples to see. This one was made, but it was solid in this color. And it was big. It didn't have enough holes across the top. And it was bigger than my squares. So I remade it. And I put a different color in the center, and I went with I think probably a smaller hook than what was originally made with. But anyway, I remade that square so that it would fit in this blanket. And it does. And now the blanket is finished, and I think it is adorable. So this is my second blanket made out of squares from Lynette, which means they're from all the subscribers and all the members of the Boggy Blanket Brigade. So I have in my, this is my, oops, let's get this book out of here. This is the box, or the container that I was keeping all of the squares in. There are some odd squares that aren't like granny stitch, that are not the right sizes. I have a few of those that I'm going to figure out how to get those into a blanket with some others that I have that weren't purple, that had been sent to me that I didn't have enough to go with. So, I don't know how, I don't know. I have to play with those, and I haven't. But then I still have this whole big of all of these. Oh, we're dropping them. And some of these that had the blue and the solids in these colors. And I totally love the colors. So I decided that these are going to be 2 more blankets. I'm just going to make more squares to go with them. I'm hoping, I think I said this in the last video, if I could find, I think this bright blue right here might be a blue. It reminds me of the blue from Walmart. That Walmart bright blue. So I'm hoping that I can find something similar anyway and make some solid blue squares like the solid purple, maybe some solid white squares, and do a blanket like that. And the same with these, you know, find some colors that match those and do some solids and put blankets together that way for these. That's the plan. I'm kind of sticking to it for right now. I mean, anyway, we'll see how it works out, but I think that'll be beautiful. Sorry, don't mind to show you the top of my head. I did have, so this is the join yarn that I had, and I have more of this, a lot more of this upstairs. This is a Big Twist Party. Obviously it's from Joann's because it's Big Twist. I used it in a couple of the squares that I made, but then I mostly just did the join, and I just did a half double crochet border around the edge. And that's what's left of one skein. This is, I know it's 100% acrylic. It's a 4-weight, 240 yards, 220 meters, 3.5 ounces, 100 grams. This color is called Lavender Bellini. And I think I have 5 more of these. So that'll go back upstairs in with those in case you need just a little. You know, you never know. And then these colors, which I totally love the colors. And I kind of just, I think, I liked how they all turned out together. Oh, and I used this off-white. These are the Dollar Tree yarns that I purchased. And so they'll go in my scrap bin, but I kind of want to just put them together. I love those. I just love the colors together. So they'll probably go in the scrap bin, but I really kind of just want to start another blanket. But I'm kind of getting tired of just looking at granny square blankets for Boggy Creek, even though I have done others than granny squares. So my scraps are over here. I can't decide. I have a bin that is just Dollar Tree yarn. So I might put them in with that because all the yarns are small skeins anyway. Kind of almost like a scrap. Because it's like 1/3. Oh, excuse me. I got the hiccups all of a sudden. 1/3 of a regular skein of yarn. So, I'm not quite sure if I'm going to put those in with my scraps or in with the Dollar Tree yarn. This one is definitely going back up with the others in case you need just a teeny bit. And let's see, I did work on, now let me see if I can find it. I did bury it over here. This needs to go. I'm going to keep this. This is the rest of the variegateds. I'm going to wind them up of the, or roll it up. This is the rest of the variegateds from Amanda's blanket from the red, white, and blue yarn. That is going to go in with my Alara scraps for my little critters. Oh, this is the back. This is what's left in this elephant bag of the squares that I haven't used. They're in this bag. And they, maybe they've been bordered already, like this one with the heart on it. Love it. So maybe that's what I'm just going to need to do, is just border them all. Or they didn't have the right number of, like this one is beautiful colors. Love it, but it's made with a thinner yarn, and so it has 2, 3, 4, 5. It has 6 going across the top. So if I put a border on it, you know, So I think that's mostly what's in here. They have borders, or they were solid grannies, you know, solid squares. So that's what's gonna be the next one that's just you guys. I just have to figure out how to work it. In here is my grape rectangular cardie, the back of it. I did rip out the wrong size that I made with the wrong size hook, and did it with the right size hook. Yep, definitely used a 6mm. So I'm back to where I was, but I did not crochet on it in the car because I did work on some of those granny squares. Today we stopped and ate Wendy's for lunch while we drove. So I was not eating Wendy's and crocheting at the same time. So my car project is still in my car project bag. And I did not work on anything else. It was mostly getting the granny squares together and then doing, you know, camper stuff. So that's what I did, was mostly camper stuff. You know, hung out with the friends and some fires and some crocheting. So that's it. That's what I did over the weekend. I hope you all had a great weekend. The next thing that I am definitely going to work on is the manta ray for my granddaughter. I know I have some projects from Crochet Alongs that are due at the end of the month. Judy's Witch Piece Craft, which I figured out what I'm going to do, and Laura's and Jan from Mad Mamie's Crochet and Farming, and an Alaskan Crafter, their hooker versus hooker. I have those projects figured out. I have the yarns picked out, and I've showed those to you already. But I have to do the manta ray. That granddaughter that wants it is my second granddaughter, and she does have a birthday this month. Now, that will not be her birthday gift per se, but I will give it to her with her gifts. So I have to have it done this month. I don't think it'll really take that long. It's a big amigurumi. It's going to be a manta ray because she asked. I gave her some stingrays, a whole bag of them. I made one, and she liked it and wanted it, and then wanted more. Well, my friend Lynn Como, who is a Zoom sister, she made a bunch of them during that month of amigurumi, from Amigurumi Wars, and she sent them to me for my granddaughter, and she loves them. And she's going to be 16, and she plays with them with her little tiny cousin who's like 5. And so she said, Grammy, I want a big one. After I made her the big, Yoda, baby Yoda. No, big Yoda. Anyway, I tripled the yarn. I used Red Heart Super Saver or Big Twist, one of them. And I used it 3 strands together to make this, which is normally this size Yoda. And now he's like a this size Yoda. And they fight over it, that 5-year-old and this nearly 16-year-old. So she keeps it at her house and doesn't take it to the cousins. When the cousin comes, she hides it because she always wants to take it home with her, and she doesn't want to make the little one cry. And I made the little one her own, so now I think it's better. But anyway, she asked me if I would make her another stingray, and I have in one of my books a manta ray that's big. So, well, it's a manta ray. I don't think it has to be big, but I'm going to make it out of blanket yarn. So I want to start that project, and that's the next thing I'm putting on the hooks. And then still trying to finish some others. But that's where we're at with the crochet weekend catch-up. I can't call it Make-Along Monday because I didn't do any of my make-alongs. Or crochet-alongs or whatever. But anyway, I hope you all had a great time over your weekend. I hope you got a lot of crafting time in if you wanted to. And I hope to see you in the next video. Bye-bye.